Take a moment. Look around. Why are things the way they are? Things that might be irrelevant to some. Why do they wreck the lives of others? Who controls what we are, who we are, how we are? Is fair beautiful? Is dark ugly? Can you control all this? There are many like me out there. You probably might be one of them. I have to know what they do about it. And so, I set out on a journey.
Yeah, this is highly awkward. It's not a regular incident. Oh, I'm talking and I'm being filmed. Anyway, keeping that aside, my name is whatever you wish to call me. You can call me you can call me anybody. It doesn't matter. And what do I do for a living? I work in a PR firm. Again, the name of which should be kept confidential. From Bengal, working in Delhi. Been here for, could be like some 8 years.
I've been in Delhi for approximately 5 years now. But then I was working in Gurgaon for 2 years. And then you know how working life is. You have to travel, stress. It takes your little beauty away, but ठीक था. थोड़ी सी मेरी skin pale हो गई थी with the pollution and all. But I think how our society is, gora, gora, gora. Then what? I was called back home because pressure था father का, and he was like कि 25 साल की हो चुकी है. I might not stay that beautiful, and मेरी beauty कम हो जाएगी. So I had to give up on everything I was doing for myself, and I went back home.
I saw this weird, or should I call it a disturbing advertisement the other day. It says blackout, whiten. But it just can't be these advertisements. Where does this Gora complex start from? Is it the friends, cousins, boyfriend, or the parents?
Yeah, I used to go for Odissi training, and it would happen in an open theatre kind of a situation. But before I could go there, I used to be grabbed. Generally, mom would be really concerned, apparently, about me, and grab me by the arm and be like, why is there no sunscreen? Why have you ditched the sunscreen today too? Come on, here. And there's to be like 25 SPF. If you're going for a swim, then you have an 80 SPF. I don't know how many SPFs. I just hope they come up with some 200 SPF and get over with all this nonsense once and for all.
मुझे हमेशा ऐसे लगता था जैसे मेरे पापा की आँखों में एक्सरे मशीन फिटेड है. He'll always scrutinize me. He could always see all the flaws in me, like my skin. मेरा रंग खराब हो गया है. मेरे फेस पे दाने हो रहे हैं. I mean, it was a very sudden change that I could see coming from my father's end. So one day, he took me to a dermatologist and he said, मेरी बेटी को गोरा कर दो. I was like, this was the most humiliating and awkward moment of my life. And I lived with it.
I still haven't got all my answers. There are actually parents who feel that their child's melanin count would decide their future. But one's child is one's child after all. So what kind of love is this?
A lot of us dark models are chosen because of our color. Because nowadays in fashion, it's considered lovely and it's considered great to have darker models. My father went out of his way to make sure that people saw my color as black gold rather than black. He said, this is a color of gold, this is a color of chocolate. I mean, you love all these things. So he went out of his way. If anyone was rude to me, he would completely cut them out of his life. If your mother says, here, take Fair and Lovely and use this, it's obviously going to reiterate your mindset that the color is wrong.
Boys, no, I don't remember the last time I gave them a serious thought. I'm sure, like, for most people, for most, this of being dark skinned or being whatever non-fair skinned would be a major factor when it comes to interacting with the opposite sex. But for me, fortunately, I really don't give a damn. Yeah, but there was this one incident which like reminded me, which stung me with that complexion of mine, was when I just overheard these two boys talking. क्या पीछे से तो मार लगती है, बस थोड़ी गोरी होती तो, I mean, क्या चलता, कैसी भी चलती, गोरी होती, बेवकूफ होती, चलती. So since that incident, I was just like, shallow fuckers. I'm not going to bother myself with these people. And now today, it's not like it's a major hindrance. If I do land up liking someone, if our wavelength matches, not if our complexion matches, we get along. So that's about it. Yeah.
पच्चीस की हो गई हूँ, तो शादी was the most important priority at that point of time. There was a रिश्ता. Broker said that, party तभी interested होगी अगर लड़की गोरी है जी. And then my father was very proud. He was like, अरे हाँ, हमारी बेटी तो बहुत गोरी है. And तब तो I was very fair because I was going through that treatment and all, and my skin was like really, rejuvenated in best of it. So, and फिर रिश्ते की बात चलने लगी.
I had a dream once about a world like this, without any color bias. But I just couldn't see anything in that dream. It was all black. For this will continue to happen as long as our eyes shall see.
You must learn to love who you are. Now, my husband also comes from a very fair background, and luckily he is educated and has used his education and his brains to some benefit, and actually liked me for my color. He was also a model, and maybe the fashion industry had opened his mind, or he had just an evolved mind. But I call it evolved because I actually see people going beyond color, and that's really mental evolution, rather than getting stuck with a basic thing like color, which you really can't change. I was like, I'm too dark and I'm like curly haired and I'm so ugly, and he said, are you insane? So I said, okay, if he can think like that, maybe there's nothing wrong again, I should try it.
Marriage, career, and other such seemingly big things in life one is able to put up barriers against. It is the small things that are often left unnoticed. These things that might appear infinitesimally small otherwise would just flare up and stare us in the eye at the most unlikely of all places.
I love tea. Because I was so kept away from tea because they thought there was some darkening monster inside that cup. I used to come back and be like, please, ek tu cha. And Ma used to be all like, no cha, chana. Oh, khane jaave na, no cha. Go doodh khao. I mean, just because it's white doesn't mean I'm going to be any fairer. I had sinusitis. So whenever I had this throbbing, splitting headache, I'd be like, can I please have some tea? Can you just make me some tea? And the whole thing of no cha used to start. And it used to be so irritating. I don't know how to explain it. It's irritating is almost an understatement here.
Yes, I did take in medication. And then just a week before I was supposed to meet this guy, I see some sort of patches happening on my skin. It was like my skin was burning, and I just wanted to cry out for help. I told my mom, it's like कि किसी ने मेरे face पे acid फेंक दिया हो. I was so much in pain, but had no one to understand me or realize what I was going through. And then my father took me to the same dermatologist again. And at he just said that, अरे तो किसी medicine ने react कर दिया है. It can be cured, and But it was so easy for him to say. When I was losing my face, I was losing my skin only because I'm not that fair, and the party will be interested only when I'm very fair. So,
And what was your father's reaction? What did he say?
I mean, reaction in terms, what would he say? He kept quiet. I think कहीं ना कहीं उन्हें अपनी गलती realize हुई होगी. Because he could see my face, my skin was peeling, and he felt he was sorry about it, but he never came up to it with it. And
Yeah, the wedding pressure was on. It's been on for some 5 years now. You're a little plump. You're on the plumpy side. You won't find someone. Oh, you're dusky also, dude. You're so educated. It's difficult to find you a match. Which age are we living in? Don't educate me. Don't give me franchisee. Don't do anything for me. You know about how many Upton packages exist in this market? 5 shades lighter in 5 days. But even if I am 5 shades lighter, the day all of this peels off and I am whatever shade I am, you're going to stop liking me, or it's not, whatever was there is going to get over. And it's very weird that I'm having to state that whoever I would wish to be with would not stop at my external appearance. Shouldn't that be an obvious? Shouldn't that be a given?
Now I know. I know now. Traversing through these spaces, some known, some unknown, I have been able to gauge the different hues, the different colors of life. And it is not always black and white. There are some portions that are grey too. Yes, there are things beyond our control. But just because you can't control them, doesn't mean you can't fight them. All the women that I encountered in the course of my journey have fought their own battles in their own ways, just like you and me do. And so I see a bit of them in me, and I see a bit of me in them.
If I had given in to things like this, if I had let myself be bothered to this extent, would I have been a completely different person? Would I have tried to always have a shamed face? And shamed for what? For something that's beyond my control?
Then the only thing I think it was came as a blessing was that उसके बाद कभी वो शादी का pressure नहीं था. Me myself, not that I had to compromise my skin or my face to fit in the criteria of a biodata saying कि गोरी लड़की चाहिए.
In many parts of the world, my color is considered amazing, and yours can be too. It's just that you're meeting the wrong people. You can wear a bronzer and become darker, and you can wear a whitening cream and become whiter, but it doesn't change who you are.
Out of the night that covers me, black as the pit from pole to pole, I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not winced nor cried aloud. Under the bludgeonings of chance, my head is bloody but unbowed. Beyond this place of wrath and tears looms but the horror of the shade, and yet the menace of the years finds and shall find me unafraid. It matters not how straight the gate, how charged with punishments the scroll. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul.